hope you're having a delightful day. I know I am. And today, I'm going to talk tarot. See, I'm a bit of a collector. I might have a few too many decks, or maybe not enough. I'm going to start today with a little Tarot 101. Some basics to get you started, and see if you enjoy it as much as I do. Now, I'm not going to be talking much about the history of tarot today. That is an interesting project for another time. This is just going to be some of the basics, so you can get started with a couple of really simple readings. I'm going to be using this tarot deck. I imagine a lot of you have seen it. This is your basic Rider-Waite, Rider-Smith, or this one just says Rider on it. Named depending on how I look at it, who wrote the books, who wrote the pictures. So, the reason we're starting with this deck is a lot of the decks you're going to find are now going to follow this same basic structure. Most of your standard tarot decks that come after the Rider deck are going to have your same basic setup. 78 cards divided into the Major Arcana and the Minor Arcana. We have the Major Arcana, 21 cards, each with their own unique names, wonderful symbolism, and important meanings. If these come up in your reading, pay them a little extra attention. They're trying to tell you something. I'd love to get into depth on the meanings of these various cards in the future, but like I said, right now, just starting with the basics. There's so much we could cover, so we're starting with the basics. And we have the Minor Arcana, divided into 4 suits. Should actually feel a bit familiar to those of you who've played with playing cards just a time or two. We start with Pentacles, also coins or discs in some decks. They tend to represent money, work, material things, element of earth, though a lot of these things bit up for debate. Depends on how much of a tarot scholar you want to be. I'm personally looking at this as someone who likes to enjoy the art and read the cards for my sake. Each suit also has its court cards and its numbered cards. So, Pentacles. Then we have Wands. Wands, element for fire. They are creativity, energy, a bit of combativeness, very active suit. Swords for air. I do love aces. Aces tend to represent beginnings, and it's an easy one to remember. Start of things. Swords, 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 swords. You can see probably flipping through that. There's a lot of violent imagery in the swords. Not a happy suit, quite often. Mental activity, conflict, pain. And they're an element of air as it cuts through the air, a slicing blade. And finally, cups. Water, makes sense. You fill them up, you spill it out. A lot of emotional content to cups. Love, sorrow, that sort of thing. So, there you go. There is a quick look at the Minor Arcana. Next, we have what I like to do before getting into a reading. I like to separate the mood to get ready. Separate a special space, perhaps with a reading cloth or some other scarf, a nice area where you're going to lay out your cards. Perhaps a cup of tea to get yourself in the mood. Maybe you want to light a candle or bring in crystals to help you focus on your intent of your reading. I'll put that right there. Quartz is a wonderful thing for so many things. Then I shuffle again with the specific intent of what I want the cards to tell me. Now we're going to do 3 very basic spreads. I'll go into more complicated ones another time, but these ones will work for a lot of quick readings and basic topics. So I'm going to do a 1-card spread, a 2-card spread, and a 3-card spread. Either one, important to have in mind your exact intent so that you can get the best out of what the cards tell you. Now I'm talking about reading for yourself right now. Obviously I'm not talking about reading for others. Some people will have different results, whether they read for themselves or read for others. I like to read for myself. I see it as a meditation tool. The cards will tell me things or bring to light things that I probably already know, but will help me focus it, bring it into light. So we're going to start with a 1-card spread. Single cards are good for that quick and easy, dirty reading right before you run out to the grocery store or whatever it is you're going to do for the day. So, my little business is located right on a little commercial street that's about to have a big celebration in a couple weeks. We're going to have a party, all kinds of food, lovely stuff going on. Well, could use a little advice. What should I do to get ready? I'm not looking to predict the future. I'm looking just for a little hint. So you see what the cards give me? All right. Well, so before I start a reading, there's a couple things I'd like to do. The first, obviously, since these were all sorted out to show you the different suits and such, is to shuffle a deck very, very well. You are likely to get a deck that will, when packaged, be all nicely lined up into the different suits and such. And if you don't shuffle them before reading, well, then you lose the randomness that'll give you what you want. I always shuffle at least 3 times, if not more. My friends would be so ashamed of me. She can do all sorts of card tricks like this, and here I am just doing standard shuffle that, well, isn't all that interesting at all. All right, next thing I like to do is cut the deck. If you're doing this reading for someone else, when I do it for someone else, I have them cut the deck at this point. But since this is just for me, about there seems good. That's what I like to do. And we shall see what our top card brings. What do you think? What should I bear in mind as our street gets ready for this wonderful party? Ooh, well, that's an interesting one. Queen of Pentacles. I have to admit, I'm not that great at remembering what all of the, bring it nice up close to you guys. See, isn't she lovely? I'm not great necessarily at remembering what all of the court cards mean. They can often mean an individual exhibiting certain traits into the situation, or they can have other meanings when that doesn't make sense. Well, here's the thing, everyone. I'm going to make this a lot easier. Most of your decks are going to come with a book. Ooh, this way. Don't be afraid of the book. I know, we want to seem like they're wonderfully mystical and have it all memorized and have it run smoothly, but we all need refreshers. Goodness knows I do. I have so many different decks and they all have different symbology and I do not have them all memorized. So, whether it's your little book like this, or your large book like this is actually a 1970s book on the writer deck. Either way, don't be afraid. So Queen of Pentacles, as I said with Pentacles before, we're already talking material things. That's actually great news. We're talking about a business event. So Pentacles. The little book is divided up into our different suits. And this one has pentacles last. Queen of Pentacles. The face of a dark woman, whose qualities might be summed up in the idea of greatness of soul, serious cast of intelligence. She contemplates her symbol and may see worlds therein. Ah, a smart, focused woman, spiritual woman. So it could be talking someone like that. It suggests in divination meanings opulence, generosity, security, magnificence, and liberty. Well, I can tell you we're talking, since I was asking about a big celebration about to happen on our street. This honestly makes me think of the fabulous women who run businesses here. This might be a great time for all the women-focused business to come to light. So here's hoping. That's what we intended, and brings a nice bit of focus to all of our business on the street. Next, we'll be looking at the two-card reading. Two-card readings are wonderful when you're faced with a pair of choices. A yes or no. Something where you can clearly set apart two separate things. Should I or shouldn't I? There's so many wonderful should I's or shouldn't I's. Where shall I go with this one? Ah, that's a good one. I've been debating whether I want to buy this place or not. See, this fabulous witchy room of mine doesn't actually belong to me. I rent it. Fortunately, my landlord likes me. And I already know he'd really like me to buy the place. But I'm also in the middle of moving. So, the question of whether to buy the place or not has been going back and forth in my mind. So, the question of should I or shouldn't I buy this building or not? First of all, let's get a good shuffle in there. Should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? Oh, I like right there for a cut. Let's do that. So we'll have a yes card and a no card. Well, that's not a good start for if I want to buy. And here's if I don't. Oh dear. Well, that didn't look very promising. Interestingly, they're both tens. If I remembered all of my number symbologies better, this would be interesting. Now, I do know tens are sort of the ultimate completion of what that suit means. Whatever is implied by the design is one of the first things I said. I don't think the building is literally going to stab me in the back, but the situation might, or perhaps I should be alert for pitfalls and disasters, pain, sadness, and isolation. If this idea went forward. Now, if I'm looking at a straight divination, which I don't tend to do, that would be, this terrible thing is going to befall you if this happens. I don't tend to look at the tarot that way. I look at it more as things to be alert to. So, this is, if I choose to, watch for the pitfalls, watch for betrayal, watch for things that might cause pain and strife. Now on the if I don't, we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is gain, riches, and family. So this might be saying that actually it'd be better on me for, well, my money if I don't buy it. Which is fair enough, we'd be talking about quite the large purchase, that perhaps my wealth is better served elsewhere, what little of it I have. So maybe the witchiness should move with me. We'll see. So looking finally at the 3-card spread, this is a good one for, actually most often I use it for past, present, future of a given situation. So I think I'll go with the little relationship stuff this time. After all, we've done business on the last two, right? So once again, start with a good shuffle. You should see a theme here. Good shuffle. And then we shall cut the deck. past, present, future, and relationship advice. Oh, what fun. So, looking at the relationships in my life, thinking hard about them, and the cards will help me look at things and how I should keep looking at the situation. So we have the past, present, future. Oh, well, that's actually quite nice. Now, I'm not going to get into reversals in this particular reading. I would consider that to be a bit more an advanced topic. So just so you can all see them, I'm going to turn them all the same way. So if I started with this being the past, we have the Three of Pentacles. Again, we are looking at that point into wealth and material things. So the Three of Pentacles is on skilled labor, lastly, renown and glory. So hard work and effort. I've gone into the past of my relationship question. Fair enough, I don't think any relationship isn't hard work. Present, we have the Hierophant. Now remember I said that to pay extra attention when you have a card from the Major Arcana up here in your reading. They have deeper, richer meanings. So, the Hierophant, it's also number 5, now we find the order it's going to be. Well, amusingly, when I ask about the present on relationships, the Hierophant represents marriage. Why, yes, I am married. It also can be captivity. Well, I don't feel captive in my relationships. But maybe something to be aware of. Watch for friends' relationships or things like that, and whatever one's in my life, and see if I feel trapped. Not particularly, but I'll keep it in mind. Mercy and goodness, inspiration, and a man attached to the querent. Well, as I'm the querent, and, well, there certainly are some men in my life. But mercy, goodness, and inspiration being a solid part of my relationships. This is a very solid and stable card. It is also a card of tradition and things as they are expected to be. It is a religious figure, quite often. Interesting. So then we move on to the future of my question. Pentacles are appearing a lot today. This is interesting. I watch for patterns. That's always a good thing with tarot, watching for patterns. So we go on to the Ace of Pentacles, because that aces tend to mean beginnings of things. So the Ace of Pentacles is one of contentment, felicity, and ecstasy. Oh my. Also of speedy intelligence and gold. So it could be the beginning of greater wealth. But in this case, as I was asking about relationship, beginning of better relationship wealth. And as of talking about moving and things like that, perhaps it is a time we are moving into better things for all of us. How delightful. So, my lovelies, there you go. A brief glimpse into the tarot. I hope that helped you with perhaps thinking about getting started. And in the near future, if you're interested, send me along your questions. Send me along things that you don't mind me reading online for you. And as I delve into deeper topics, more complicated spreads, and beautiful, fascinating tarot and oracle decks, because that's a whole other subject, and other means of divination, well, I just might do a little bit of magic for you. Bye-bye.